I want to talk today about some of my favorite books, and I want to start from the beginning. Okay, so my favorite book as like a little kid is The Little White House, and this is the book that I learned how to read with. And for a second, I want to talk about this for a second. It's one of those like See Spot Run type of books. And it's written by Odile Ousley and David H. Russell, and I just have a question for you. Why does this need two authors? Seriously, does it really need two authors, really, to write a See Spot Run book? I mean, I loved this book as a kid. I mean, obviously, I still have it, and it was actually my mom's book before it was mine. She gave it to me. And, I love it, but why does it really need two authors? Seriously? And it's got some great pictures in it, too. Like, here's Father, you know? And it's Father and Flip is the name of that dog. And then on this page you have the kids. But, you know, still a good book. I don't even know if this is, like, ever available for purchase nowadays, but, 1949 is when this book was made, so probably not available anymore. 5th or 6th grade was when I read this for the first time. And it was on one of our shelves in our classroom, you know, when you had to, like, read for 10 minutes. And it's Christopher Pike's Chain Letter 2, The Ancient Evil. And it's pretty straightforward. It's a chain letter book, you know, and people receive chain letters, they don't do them, they die. It sounds stupid, but I liked it, and I still like it. This is actually my second copy. The first copy I had I actually stole from that classroom, and that one got, like, torn up and all went to crap, so I actually found this, like, in a secondhand store and bought it. Just gotta have a copy of the Chain Letter too. The next one, The Giver by Lois Lowry. We read this in 10th grade. It was required reading at my school. And the premise of this is a little complicated to explain. You have Jonas, who lives in this town where there's no color and there's no diversity and there's no, like, difference with anybody. You get assigned jobs when you turn 12, and you get your family unit, which is all assigned. You don't, like, have babies. The jobs in the town are, like, birth giver, which would be the women who have babies. Then you have, you know, engineer, or you have post office worker, things like that. But then you have the giver, who's the man in the town that has all the memories of the whole world and all the pain and knows about color and all those different things that the town people don't know about because it would cause them pain. So the giver keeps that, and then Jonas doesn't get a job on his 12th birthday or whatever it is. And he finds out he becomes the receiver. It's a little bit difficult to explain, but it is a really good book. And I don't know if you can tell, but you can see the numbers up here. You know, when you were in school and they had numbers on all the books, right? That's because I stole this from school, because it was such a good book. Okay, now I loved these books when I was in high school, and it was the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants books, and I still like them. And what I like so much about the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants books, and I do have both the movies, was that you read books about, like, boys having a lot of fun, and movies. There's, like, movies like Stand By Me, where you have this big group of boys just have a ton of fun. And there's so many books about things like that, but you never see books with a group of girls who go on adventures and have fun, and that's why I liked these so much. Because you had a group of girls that had a lot of fun, and so I really liked these books. Might as well get this out of the way. I am a Twilight fan. I like Twilight. I'm sorry if that's a disappointment. I'm not, you know, I'm not a twihard or whatever it's called. But I do have all the books and the movies, and I am excited for the next one to come out. I'm sorry. But they're good books. I like them. I like a good love story. Okay, all-time favorite book is The Outsiders by S.E. Hinton. And if you haven't read The Outsiders, what the hell's wrong with you? Because it was, like, required reading in my school, and I'm assuming, like, everywhere. It just seems like it would be in, like, 8th grade. And it's not a long book. It's, like, 180 pages, so if you haven't read it, go get it. And the idea in here is, like, you have Ponyboy and all his friends who are all greasers, and they're lower castes, and then you have the Socs, which is the upper class, which, did you know that, like, Socs is, like, a legit term? My mom was telling me when she was in school, they called the rich people Socs, and I was just, like, blown away. I love when things in books and movies and TV is referenced in real life. I get so excited about that stuff, but it's an awesome book. It makes me cry almost every time. The movie's incredible. I have the movie on VHS, and I have the special edition DVD. That is incredible. It's so awesome. But it's such a good book. Like, it's a heartwarming tale. And you have to see it, or read it, and see it. The book's better than the movie, like a lot of things are, but it's just go read it. Seriously. Okay, this next one, it's not really specific. The book I have right here is Storytelling by Tori Spelling, and I do like this, and I also like her Mommy Wood one, and I want a new one. But in general, I like biographies, and I like trashy celebrity biographies. Like, I'm not saying Tori Spelling is trashy or anything, but it just, it's like reading tabloids. I like to read tabloids. I haven't read one in a while, but every once in a while, I like to pick up an In Touch. Right? And I like to read it. By the time I pick it up, though, all the people in it are people I have no idea who they are. But it doesn't matter. But I like biographies. I like the Greg Louganis one. And there are a couple others that I really like. But I like biographies, so. Okay, the last books that I want to talk about are by the same author. And it's Chuck Klosterman. And these are my two favorites of the ones I have of his. I've also got Eating the Dinosaur, Fargo, Rock City, and Chuck Klosterman 4. I want to talk about this one first. It's Killing Yourself to Live, 85% of a True Story. And what he does is he goes from the Chelsea Hotel in New York to Aberdeen, Washington to find the bridge that Kurt Cobain lived under, which he never found in the book, but I know where it's at. So if you'd like to know, let me know and I'll tell you. But he goes to all these places to find out why, when a rock star dies, all of a sudden he's this, like, not just, like, a super famous now, but like, he's, like, legendary. And he goes to all these places where people have died. And to be honest with you, I'm not going to lie and say, like, oh, I'm so hardcore rock, I know who all these people are. I knew who Kurt Cobain was. And I knew who a few of the other people were, but other than that, I didn't know who they were. But it was still really interesting, and it's a road trip. You gotta love a road trip book, right? And the other one is Sex, Drugs, and Cocoa Puffs. And what I love so much about Sex, Drugs, and Cocoa Puffs is it's like pure pop culture. He talks about anything in here. He goes from Britney Spears, he talks about the real world, he talks about Saved by the Bell, he talks about cereal icons like the Cocoa Puffs bird and the Trix rabbit. He talks about emo stuff, he talks about porn, he talks about Jesus. Yeah, he just talks about a shit ton of crap, and it's just his opinions and his thoughts on everything. And he's just really interesting to read and kind of funny sometimes. If you're going to pick up any Chuck Klosterman book, get Sex, Drugs, and Cocoa Puffs, because it's the most interesting. I really like it. And then pick up Killing Yourself to Live. And get Eating the Dinosaur, because it's good too. It's just hard to explain. But, so those are my favorite books. What's your favorite book? I haven't read anything new in a long time, so I'd love a little recommendation of something new to read. Have a good day. I'll see you tomorrow.